Holy hell, there's a lot to talk about this One Piece chapter. I mean, I think we just opened a whole can of worms ever since Don Flamingo just went down. And already people are trying to break him out from, like, the prison. He's not even in yet. But I gotta say, when we saw Cyberpole, like, I guess, like that, from the start of this chapter, when we seen, like, Dressrosa, because when I first thought, when I saw Dressrosa, I was like, oh, no more, please. I don't want Dressrosa, no. New arc, let's go to Zoa already. I think everyone noticed on that when those guys were talking about that, saying, you know, a lot of weapons were taken from the underground port were taken, and like in the Nazi, getting up to it, you noticed what that guy looked like. He had a little pigeon on his back as well. He had the little goatee, the hair. From Lucci, come on. So that's interesting that like he actually went into like CP like I'm very curious about that. It's like, how did that get down? Because he sounded like from like when we last time we saw him, and it's like, you remember those little chapters that they did as well, like the little colour pages and all that. It seems like they were all like having their own little happy lives and, you know, sort of doing what they want. So maybe he actually joined because he, you know, he felt like he wanted to get back into it, like, or maybe as well, like he actually just wanted to like he got threatened or something, or maybe they threatened like, oh, CP9, like all the rest of the guys that you care about, they're gonna die if you don't do anything. Like certain situations. So I'm curious about that. But for the rest that we saw, like Dressrosa, it was kind of like everyone celebrated and all that. And I was like, okay, yeah, we kind of got that. And it was like introducing the Tontalas and everything, and it was just going from all of that and seeing like, you know, they were building like a little statue to commemorate all of them on that. Like, so you see like your Kira Usopp with like the face going out there, like, you know, Lucci as well out there. It was like, oh, it was a pretty nice little thing to see. But when we got actually onto the ship, that was actually like taking aboard, like we saw Don Flamingo, him being chained up, like just down like that, and he's just like, he's an old voice, like, and he's like, you know, the things that he said interesting and all that were very like interesting. You know, this never would have happened. I had everything at my fingertips, even those monsters I've gathered from around the world. But then again, they weren't supposed to bite the hand that fed them. You people will regret this, and it's all that. And he was saying like, oh, I guess, you know, she was just trying to say like, yeah, in reality, you've lost, you know, enough of the whining, deal with it. And he's saying, you know, what's going to happen to these pirates now? And he's just like, I'm going to have to rephrase this to you and all that, like your question. What do you think will happen to the monsters now that are free when they have lost their food source? Is there anyone that control? So in a way, it felt like now, especially like who's going to like rule the seas now? Is it going to be one of the four emperors? Is it Shichibukai? Is it going to be the worst generation of the brats? Like, and what about, you know, the Navy, the Revolutionary Army? And it's like, in its own way, I think ever since, you know, like he was trying to keep Kaido down, he was like trying to like working a business deal, and it seems like he was working with a lot of them. Like, honestly, sounds like now that like Don Flamingo's out of the picture, now I think there's gonna be a big fucking war going on, because now people are gonna be pissed and they want to be less through. Funny enough, he was kind of like, it's like how he was talking about, it's like, you know, he was kind of like the last barrier until shit's gonna do it. I'm sorry, but when you said the throne wars, it's already started, the biggest one in all history. Tell me no one else heard that Game of Thrones sound like da, 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 da. It's like, is Don Flamingo like a little finger on this shit or something? Was he like just the guy from the sidelines or something? Like he was just trying to like squirm his way in there, and he's like, no, he didn't have the power to go against some like with the four emperors and stuff. But when we actually saw like the Navy ships getting attacked, we actually get to see like all these ships going out, and it's like Captain Jack is like, oh, you know, are we gonna get him back? It's like, we're doing it, idiots. Who do you think out? And he had the fucking armor, like, sort of, like, mouth guards. So I'm thinking, like, if that's the actual guy, if I get his name, I know, like, he was that spoiled brat's, like, father and all that. Like, the one with the axe and all that, and, like, the mouth guard and all that. So maybe it might be him. Maybe he might have got, like, escaped or something like that. That would have been, like, the curious thing. And after all that, he actually, you know, went back to becoming, like, a pirate. I feel like that would have been, like, interesting that's happened. Like, so, let me know in the comments down below. I can't remember the guy's name at the moment and all that. Like, Full Helm or something like that. Or maybe I'm thinking the one from, like, when Sanji. But when we actually got to, like, and this is the best part of the chat, apart from that real big setup, I fucking died laughing seeing Bartolomeo's ship, where it was like called the Going Luffy Senpai, and it was just like a big like dumb face of Luffy. It had like the Going Mary and all that, and it's like, oh yeah, and the V that kind of points us to the real Luffy like that. It's just like, honestly, that was like really hilarious that they were seeing it. It's like they're all crying like, oh, thank you so much for your presence on our tiny ship. Like they're all big fans. It's like, yeah, Sabo made more of the card like that. And everyone seemed to take one, you know. We got to see, like, Bellamy took one, you know, everyone, like, you got to see, like, evolve his, like, fleet. So now they know it's like, this is it, we'll meet you soon again and all that. It's like, this will point us to the direction that we want to be in. It's like, yep, this is where Luffy's going to be. And it's just like, that's honestly what I like. And it's like, when this Throne Wars begin, like, really, they did say it was Navigant, but I think when Luffy and all them are really going to get into it, like, this big untold story, which I feel this is where they're going to come into. It's like, yeah, he's going to need these guys' help. And then seeing as well that, like, just when they said, oh, we got new bounties, and they fucking put out the red carpet and the framed up the bounties, I was like, but this is why Bartolomeo should be a member of the fucking crew. I'm sorry, even though they're on their ship right now, they should honestly just fuck it. All these guys, just come on, just go on the, like, just go on the Thousand Sunny right now. Just please, just go on there, because you guys are amazing. And he's like, oh, I got your autographs. So it seems like everyone, like, kind of went up, like, quite a bit. Like, it was like, what, beside, like, everyone that wasn't involved in the Dressrosa incident, everyone had their bounty raised up to like 50 million, and it was like even Bartolomeo as well. So it was like, now Straw has like 500 million, Storo is 320 million, like Robin is 130. Funny enough, Frankie's like near one of the lower ones, like he's 94 million, like Usopp fucking 200 million, and even Frankie was getting pissed on that shit. He was like, yo, what the fuck is this bullshit? Sanji's 177 million. Like, Robin, like, when we saw this as well, like, I'm surprised that, yeah, Nami was pretty low. She was, like, 66 million, and Brock was 83, and obviously Chopper is, like, always going to be the joke where it's like, oh, it's 100 million berries. But that ending of the chapter, though, and that's going, like, with a lot of theories, are saying, like, yeah, like, Sanji's a bit, like, might be a prince or something, or, like, he might be related to someone, where it's saying, like, Sanji's picture, now that he's got an actual picture now, saying that, oh, now they want him only alive, and that's because now they've actually got a picture of him and what he looks like, and it's like, there could be some little history between, like, Sanji that we didn't know about. That is like, that's honestly some good stuff. Maybe he's like the Princess O. Like, that'd be a great thing, like, why those people were after him, going for, like, that whole up. Maybe that might be something to do with it. Like, that would be honestly very interesting. But to see, like, yeah, everyone's going up, and it's like, even as well, I believe, like, Luffy's now, like, bounty now is the same as Ace now. So I wish they would have, like, mentioned something like that. I thought that would have been a nice little thing to go, saying like, oh, I finally reached the level that Ace was, like, now on the bounties, and like, I'm just gonna get higher from here. And it's just like, honestly, it's cool to see that everyone's like pretty much at their hundreds now. And it's like, apart from like, I believe Brooke's near to the hundreds, and like Nami's still got a long way to go though, and obviously Chopper's never gonna get to fucking 100 million. But it's like, just I absolutely love that Usopp's there, 200 million, like with a boss ass picture. But honestly, it was a great chapter to see. This is the setup we need. The fucking Throne Wars. I'm really hyped for that shit. And seeing the bounties, and like, just honestly, this is like the comedy I've wanted to see for a while. Just Bartolomeo's people are just amazing, and it's like, honestly, I'm very looking forward to what we got coming next. So honestly, I'd like to give this like a fucking just solid fucking 9. I thought it was a great setup chapter for what it was, and I really can't wait to see the next one. But that's all from me. Also, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.